Guys, there is a huge speculation on social media concerning Mohammed Kudus and the likelihood that he's not going to feature for Tottenham in their next UCL game against Copenhagen. I'm going to tell you the reasons why people believe this speculation is true. We're also going to talk about Semenyo. He featured for Bournemouth against Manchester City. I've already reacted to his performance on my other channel called Sports with Adam. You can go check it out. That channel is for reaction, so please go check it out. But then in today's video concerning Semenyo, I want us to talk about how he felt when he picked up that injury in the game. I have a video for you so you can watch what I was talking about. And I'm also going to tell you the goals Semenyo decided to set for himself in this particular season with Bournemouth. We're also going to talk about Felix Afena Gyan, the darling boy for Ghana. He scored a goal for his club side. And I'm going to tell you what this goal means for Felix Afena Gyan and also a lot about the club he plays for. We are going to also talk about my player of the week. My question to you is, who was your player of the week? Let me know it down below in the comments. But then I'm going to tell you about my player of the week. So please make sure to watch this video till the end. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and also turn on notification. My name is Adam. You're watching SportsCornerGH. Quickly, let's jump into it and begin with Mohammed Kudus. Now, I want to sing. I want to start with a song. I want to sing this song. Yesterday is gone. Another day has come. Do something new in my life. When I say yesterday is gone, I'm referring to Chelsea beating Tottenham by 1-0. It's gone. I am referring to Cucurella versus Mohammed Kudus. It is also gone. Now let's focus on what is there for tomorrow. Tottenham's next game is in the UEFA Champions League. It's against Copenhagen. Today, Tottenham held their open session training. And when they did that, 3 players were missing. Now, these 3 players featured in Tottenham's game against Chelsea. But then they did not train today. And I want to tell you about those 3 players because Kudus is part. Let me tell you exactly what the report says about this. Now, the report says this, and I read. Unfortunately for Tottenham, Lucas Bergvall was not spotted, likely due to the concussion protocol after he was substituted early against Chelsea. And Jet Spence was also nowhere to be seen. Mohammed Kudus was also missing from the open training session following his effort against the Blues. This is what the report states concerning the 3 players that missed out on the training that was held today. Now, the training that was held today was against the game you are going to play against Copenhagen. And Kudus is not there. That is why people are speculating on social media that yes, Kudus might the word is might not play against Copenhagen in the UCL. Let me know if it really affects Tottenham in any way. But then for Lucas Bergvall, we all know in the game against Chelsea in the 5th minute, he had a concussion. So they are following protocols. So that is fine. With Jet Spence, we all know what happened after the game between him and the coach. So I guess it is something they have already discussed, punishment or something. So that is also fine. But with Kudus, I would like to hear more from the coach concerning why he was not in training. We want to know. Yes, I understand. I'm one person who always say that Kudus is playing a lot of games, so he should be rested in certain games. But this is UCL. Kudus has not scored a goal in UCL yet. Copenhagen, like we go take and do Stradinam, you understand. But the fact that he did not train today makes me worried. I won't be surprised if he's part of the squad. But what is really troubling me is the fact that he did not train today. It's making me believe that the speculation on social media are true, that he might not feature in the game for Tottenham against Copenhagen in the UCL. But then let's see what happens. If I get more information concerning this, I'll make sure to bring it to you live here. So please make sure to subscribe and turn on notification. Quickly, let's move away from Mohammed Kudus and talk about Antoine Semenyo. I have already talked about his performance against Manchester City. In fact, Man City brought their unbeaten run to an end. But then Semenyo in that game, I talked about an injury, a collision between him and Diaz, ruining Diaz. He kept on walking funny, as if he was feeling some serious pain. But what surprised me, you can see how he was walking. Let me continue talking, but you can see what I'm talking about. What surprised me was the second half of that game. Semenyo played like as if there was no pain. Like in that moment, I was wondering if he was still feeling it. But then his best game in that particular game against Manchester City was in the second half. Yeah, he played so well in the second half. The part where he dribbled, Checky, the part where things, he played very well in that game for me. Only that, Matheus Nunes did his thing against Semenyo. But what was so peculiar for me was the fact that the knock, he looked to be struggling in the game. But in the second half, he played well. So I feel like it is something that is minor that will be looked at. Because this morning, I was hoping to see Bournemouth or reports concerning that. I've not seen anything concerning that yet. So I'm just hoping he's fine. Because you all know, we have games to play. Ghana, as a nation, this country, we have games to play. Semenyo is part of our key players. We don't want to see him go injured. So it is very important. Now, moving away from that, let's talk about an interview Semenyo held. In that interview, he was asked a lot, but then one thing he said that caught my eye was when he was asked about the goal he has set for himself this season. And he says that every year he writes the goals down, like what he wants to achieve this year in that season and everything. Now, I want to tell you exactly what he said. He says that every year I write my goals, what I want to do. He also added that I always want to do better than what I've done in the previous season. So I set a challenge for myself this season. I really want to push myself. I think I am a good finisher and I can help the team in many ways, and credit to the manager and also all the players. They have been helpful. 15 goals would be great. 15 goals this season would be great. Big question is, can Semenyo score 15 goals this season? I believe the answer is going to be yes. Last season, he scored 11 goals. Last 2 seasons, he scored 8 goals for Bournemouth. So I believe, yes, 15 goals is possible. Currently, as I'm speaking to you now, he has 6 goals. How many goals more to reach 15 goals? About 9 goals more. And we have only played 10 games in the EPL. I believe he can score those goals. But then, guys, this is the update concerning Semenyo. He has set a goal for himself. He said he wants to do more than he has done last season. Last season, 11 goals. This season, he says if he scores 15 goals, that would be great. And I believe he can achieve that. 9 more to go. Semenyo, let's go. Now, moving away from Semenyo, let's talk about Felix Afena Gyan. I call him the darling boy because he has a special place in the heart of Ghanaians. This is a player where he was young, playing for AS Roma when we needed that striker in 2022, yeah, before the World Cup. That game, that double header against Nigeria, we needed a forward. We had to bring this young boy in to carry the burden. They called him the next Asamoah because he has Jan part of his name. But how things turned out, only God knows. I hope it has been resolved. I believe it has been resolved because I saw him with the national team when we played that friendly match some months ago against Nigeria, Trinidad and Tobago. He was part of the squad. So I want to believe, I'm saying the word, I want to believe they have resolved it because he was called to the national team and his return was a thing of joy. A lot of people were happy to see Felix Afena Gyan back with the national team. Now, currently he plays for a club in the Turkish second-tier league called Ahmetspor. Now, Ahmetspor are not doing bad at all, and I think their likelihood of getting promoted to the Super League itself in Turkey is very high. Now, over the weekend, they played a football game, and our own Felix Afena Gyan scored a goal. He was brought in the 75th minute as a substitute and scored a goal, and that goal is his first goal of the season. In fact, goal contribution is 2 because he has already given an assist in the previous game. And I'm happy for the player for achieving this feat because it helps his club. Now, if you check the table in the where his club plays, Ahmetspor, currently they sit third with 23 points, having played 12 games, which is good. If they can strive further, they can top this group because the points difference between Ahmetspor and the team that tops this group is just 1 point difference. So it is good for Felix Afena Gyan. This goal that he has scored gives him fresh perspective. It's good because now the coach can rely on him more. And I'm happy for the boy. I just want him to score regularly. What they say, every week in, week out, even if it's 10 minutes, come in, score a goal, come in, score a goal, come in, score a goal. When you do that, no one can say you are not having talent too. At least I'll be happy if you can have at least 6, 7, 8 goals at the end of the season. But then, guys, I think it's still possible. But this is the update that has to do with the boy, Felix Afena Gyan. Now, let's move away from him and talk about my player of the week. As I asked you, who was your player of the week? My player of the week will go to this young man called Benjamin Tete. Benjamin Tete plays for Maribor, and I'm not going to lie to you, Benjamin Tete is doing an amazing job at Maribor. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is that over the weekend, he scored a goal. That is not all. Week in, week out, he's scoring goals. So far this season for Maribor, he has played 14 games, scored 10 goals, and provided 4 assists. Goal contribution 14. Now, let me give you an interesting statistics. Now, he has scored brace of goals is 2 goals in a game, right? He has scored that 4 this season. He has scored 4 different kinds of brace of goals, like Charlie. And over the weekend, he scored his 4th brace of goals for Maribor, which is an interesting one. Benjamin Tete is doing a good job. We don't normally talk about him a lot because I'm going to be honest, I don't watch Maribor play. But the fact that he's doing well, they're scoring goals week in, week out, it has alerted me to go and watch what he's doing. And I think he's doing a fantastic job. I just hope and pray that he gets a better team to go. You understand? Sometimes when the team you play for highlighting you a lot, but what he's doing is good. It's good. They played over the weekend against Bravo. They won that game by 3 goals to 2. He scored 2 goals in that game, which is very impressive. So far, goal contribution 14, 10 goals, 4 assists in 14 games for his club side. That is an incredible form. Wouldn't you agree? So for me, he's my player of the week. But then let me know who was your player of the week down below in the comments. Now, let's not forget, Ghana has some friendly games to play this month against Japan, against South Korea on the 14th and also on the 18th. We'll be making sure to bring you more updates concerning that live here. So please make sure to like, subscribe, and also turn on notification. I'm going to end it here. My name is Adam. I'm going to bring you more updates here. So please like, subscribe, turn on notification. Very, very important. See you in the next one. Charlie, we will bye.